Idioms now. So again, I've taken these from the English Idioms in Use Advanced book by Felicity O'Dell and Michael McCarthy. It's a great book. I won't be putting it all on my website, but I'll put up a few pages that I'll go through today. And you can go onto the website to have a go at the exercises and then hopefully go out and buy their book. But we're going to look at mind synonyms, mind idioms today, which is just after life and death that we've just done, and it's here. Mind as a noun. Now let me get this nice and big for you so that nobody moans. Oh, that's too big. Come out a little bit. That should be good. So mind as a noun, first of all, because remember, we can use mind as a noun, meaning the thing that you use to think, hopefully, and mind as a verb, which means I don't mind. For example, I don't mind. Would you mind opening the window? Something like that. Or I don't mind looking after your dog when you go on holiday, whatever it is. But we'll look at mind as a noun first. Now, mind as a noun means thoughts or imagination. I'm not sure I like that description. Mind means the... I think it used to be called the soul when we were more religious, but it means the thing inside you which can actually think. And I don't know about you, but certainly I feel as though there's something inside me which is not physical and which is a thinking thing. And thinking things, in my opinion, are nothing like physical things, and it's something else that's out there, that's in the universe. Anyway, so mind means the thinking thing inside your head, or maybe in another part of the body, who knows. And in these conversations, the second speaker uses an idiom each time. So, I'm fed up with listening to the teacher and not doing anything. Aren't you? Yes, I'm bored out of my mind. So I think sometimes this happens in science classes, sadly. Sometimes science is taught as a lecture. And science shouldn't be like that. Science should always be an experiment. It's something physical, science. And so I think that science should always be taught through experiment. And it often is. I don't want to say that it isn't. When I was at school, chemistry was done like this, and it was brilliant. And it was why I loved chemistry. So if you're bored out your mind, you're really super bored. Emma should pass her maths exam, provided she makes an effort. Yes, she certainly should, if she puts her mind to it. If you put your mind to something, then it means you make an extra effort. You make a lot of effort to do something. You go to great lengths to master some kind of skill or to pass some kind of exam with flying colours. Okay, the concert was absolutely spectacular, wasn't it? Yes, it blew my mind. So if something is mind-blowing or it blows your mind, watching my son save the cat from the tree. If something is spectacular and it blows your mind, it means it was amazing. Yeah. If you say it blew my mind, you're saying, wow, that was so amazing. It shocked me. It blew my mind. Okay. You can also call something mind-blowing. So mind-blowing is an adjective, which means amazing, spectacular, superb. Yeah, so it blew my mind is positive. I want to make this clear. It's rare that it's negative. No, it's positive most of the time. And when you say it blew my mind, you had a great time or it was amazing. So no sane person. I hope you all know this word sane, because quite often students don't know the word sane. Sane means not mad. Insane means mad. Yeah. So sane is the opposite of insane, and insane is mad, which means that sane is normal. Yeah, let's say normal. Not many sane people left in this world, because this is not a normal world. And so most people have gone insane, sadly. But no sane person would want to be Prime Minister. Indeed. No sane person would want to be Boris Johnson. I certainly agree. That's true. Nobody in their right mind would want that responsibility. Well, I don't think it's that. I think nobody in their right mind would want to be him, because he's an awful, awful man. And I think he needs to be punished for all of the blood that's on his hands. No sane person would want that amount of blood on their hands. And so, of course, no sane person would want to be Boris Johnson or any of his friends. He must be crazy to spend all that money on a car. Yes, he's out of his mind. So if you're out of your mind, you're crazy. Yeah, you are insane. You are insane if you're out of your mind. I'm really tired of this boring party. Shall we go home? You read my mind. Let's go. So if you read somebody's mind, of course, it means you knew exactly what they were thinking. Yeah. So here, You read my mind. You understood my thoughts. You're clearly thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. Yeah, you read my mind. Okay, we must do something to stop your sister thinking about her operation tomorrow. Let's take her to the cinema. That should take her mind off it. So if something takes your mind off something, it distracts you. And usually we use this when you are obsessed with something and dwelling on something. Yeah, and then you need a distraction. You need something to take your mind off this thing. Maybe you have got an exam coming and you keep getting stressed and nervous about it. And so your friends take you down the pub to take your mind off the exam. Okay, I can't stop worrying about Hamid's accident. I know it's been preying on my mind all day. So here it means that it's been on your mind all day, and this is negative. Yeah, it's when something has been bothering you all day. In fact, it's been bothering me all day would be a synonym here. So when something's bothering you, it's preying on your mind, and it's when something negative is bothering you. Okay, I can't believe the wedding has been cancelled. They seem so happy. Yeah, I can't get my mind round it either. I can't get my head round it, you can also say. And it means I can't possibly understand that. It's just weird. It's beyond my comprehension. You know, I was certain that they were going to get married, so I can't get my mind round the fact that they've separated. Yeah, so to get your mind round something means to fully comprehend something, to fully accept something. And get your mind round something or get your head round something. They are the same. Whatever I say, he always brings the conversation back to sport. I know he has a terrible one-track mind. So a one-track mind means a mind that's only focused on one thing. So if you are an addict, you have a one-track mind because you're constantly focused on that thing you are addicted to. But it can be anybody who just thinks about one thing all the time. So maybe somebody is obsessed with sport. I don't know. Personally, I'm not. I find that nothing more boring to me than sport on TV. Nothing. And some people have a one-track mind. Yeah, they've only got, they're fascinated by one sport and they watch it all the time. They read about it all the time. That's the only thing. They're obsessed with this sport. It's the only thing they think about. They have a one-track mind. Okay, try to remember what happened next. I'm trying to cast my mind back, yeah, but I just can't remember a thing. So if you cast your mind back, you think back, you look back. And when you think back or look back, you are recalling things from a long time ago. Think back is certainly in this phrasal verbs book, by the way. But cast your mind back is a phrasal verb. You know, it means to think back, to remember something from a long time ago. Okay, tell yourself you can do it and you'll easily manage to swim that distance. I know it's just a question of mind over matter. Well, this just means, you know, that if you put your mind to it, yeah, remember this one? If you put your mind to it, you will succeed. It's obviously not always true, but it's really saying here, a question of mind over matter. It means the mind is more powerful than the physical. The mental is more powerful than the physical. But of course, that's not necessarily the case. The mental and the physical, well, it's a very philosophical question, the relationship between the mental and the physical. And if you want to know my opinion about that, please do watch my Spinoza lessons. I've got a number of lessons on the philosopher Spinoza, who is my favorite philosopher. And he talks a lot about the relationship between the mental and the physical. And it is a fascinating approach that he takes. Okay, mind as a verb. My dad hates bad manners, so mind your P's and Q's. If you say mind your P's and Q's, you mean be polite. P stands for polite and Q stands for Q at the end of thank you, thank you. So mind your P's and Q's means be polite. The pavement is very uneven here. Yes, do mind your step. Yeah, something that I'm remembering, that I can remember when I think back, when I cast my mind back to using the London Underground, because I haven't used it for ages. Anyone who uses the London Underground will know mind the gap. Yeah, when you get out of the train or the tube, there's a voice that says mind the gap, because there's a small gap between the train and the platform, and people have fallen down that gap. And so they've got a voice saying mind the gap, be careful of the gap. And mind your step, well, be careful how you walk. Yeah, walk carefully because the pavement's uneven. We also say mind your own business, meaning it's got nothing to do with you. Yeah, mind your own business. Some people are nosy. They put their noses into other people's business. And when we say mind your own business, we mean don't be nosy. Okay, see you later, Grandma. Okay, mind how you go. Mind how you go just means, be careful. And you say it when you're saying goodbye. I don't often say it personally, but it's something you can say when you're saying goodbye, meaning be careful, look after yourself, that kind of thing. Nathan doesn't trust his colleagues. He thinks they're telling lies about him to his boss. Yes, he needs to mind his back in that office. Now, if you need to mind your back or watch your back, it means somebody's going to backstab you. Yeah, backstab, we say, when somebody stabs you in the back. So somebody's going to betray you in some kind of way. So mind your back. Yeah, you are going to be betrayed. There is a traitor among your friends, that kind of thing. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching today's class. Let's see if anybody has chipped in. Any comments? Somebody has chimed in, and yes, Vitaly has chimed in. So you can, but that boggles my mind. That's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling means that it confuses you in some way. When something is mind-boggling, it's hard to get your head round. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. It's mind-boggling. So it leaves you in a state of confusion or even awe, yeah, in the sense of when you are shocked and sometimes pleasantly surprised by some fact. It's mind-boggling. And yeah, it's difficult to wrap your mind around it. And of course, Vitaly, I don't mind you chiming in, chipping in, butting in. Not at all, certainly not. And I do like people to make interesting and intelligent comments. So I put my mind to learning English, lolly lolly. I want you to remember that when a phrasal verb ends in a to, you use gerund. Look forward to seeing you. When a phrasal verb ends in a to or an idiomatic expression, you probably need gerund, not infinitive, after the to. So I put my mind to learning English. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Yeah, phrasal verb with to at the end will be gerund, not infinitive. And I'm just trying to make that clear. I hope you don't think I'm being nasty or vicious with you, lolly lolly. I know you've been following this channel for a very long time, and I do appreciate loyal supporters like yourself. Can we use in past? We can use mind in the past. Yeah. Did you mind opening the window for that stranger? Yeah. Or I minded, he minded me. Yeah, it's rarely used in the past with he minded that. Yeah, it is rarely used like that. I must admit, mushtar, it is rarely used in the past, mind, but you can certainly say, did you mind? And then whatever it is, yeah, you certainly can say, did you mind? But minded is rare, I must admit. Yep, exactly, lolly lolly. Gerund after phrasal verbs that end in to. Look, if I go to this amazing book here, Visual Phrasal Verbs, and I go to the chapter which just deals with two phrasal verbs, because I've got a whole chapter on phrasal verbs that end in to, and it's on page 300. I'm going to quickly give you examples of phrasal verb plus gerund when the phrasal verb ends in to. I'm going to do it with my book. So this is how I can do it. So, for example, get up to, meaning behave badly. Yeah, the children are getting up to something. Okay, you don't normally use that with a verb afterwards, and so you normally use that with a noun. They're getting up to something. But let's look at the next one. Put somebody up to something, meaning make them do something. You could put somebody up to knocking on your neighbor's door. And that would be knocking, yeah, and it's rarely used like that, I must admit, but it's possible. Let's try another one. Look forward to is the obvious one. Look forward to seeing you. But also we could say see to something, deal with or take responsibility for something. So I need to see to washing the dishes. I need to see to cleaning the car. It works again. You need gerund if a phrasal verb ends in to. Let's find another one. Stick to. You need to stick to washing every day. Yeah, it still works. It's a weird example, I do agree, but it still works. Stick to washing every day. Keep to fulfilling your obligations. Keep to plus gerund. Yeah, so these phrasal verbs that end in to, they really are. Oh, take to. He took to windsurfing straight away. Yeah, he took to swimming in deep water straight away. So take to would certainly be gerund. Turn to somebody for advice. Usually that's turn to somebody, but turn to something. He turned to, well, that's rarely used. Cling to something. He's clinging to, but you could also cling to something in a gerund form. He's clinging to, well, it's rare. I must admit it's rare. He's clinging to the idea that, that's more common. But you see that these phrasal verbs with to, and there are more, face up to your responsibilities. Usually that's a noun, but face up to, live up to, come up to. I think all of those would be gerund if we do use a verb up to it. So it didn't live up to. It's really my expectations if more common. Come up to the required skip standard. Okay, drink to. Let's drink to the happy couple, or let's drink to having a big party. Yeah, yesterday. Weird, but let's drink to meeting together like this for the first time in 20 years. Drink to plus gerund. Yeah, so it really is. Phrasal verb ending in to will be gerund after it. It will not be infinitive. So get around to doing something. Yeah, I couldn't get around to washing the car. I couldn't get round to doing my homework. Always gerund. Get round to. Always. Yeah, so I hope that I've made this clear. Come down to or boil down to. Everything boils down to having too many idiots in the media. Yeah, something like that. Having. It would be boil down to having. Get through to. Talk down to. Well, you can see the point I'm trying to make, guys. That two phrasal verbs that end in to are followed by gerund. Okay? So thanks everybody for watching. I think that's plenty for today. Please go to my website over there. Yeah, I can never work out how to do things backwards. Go to my website. It's over there and you will find exercises for these classes. And you just click on the link and then you see the exercise. And yes, there are answers there as well. Excuse me. So please do use these excellent books for revision and for learning new vocabulary. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching. Do appreciate all the support, and I hope